Well, here's another story. And this is one of those fish stories. You know, there's nobody who lies like fishermen. And so this is one of those fish stories that somebody say, well, it's another fishy story where it's a lie, but it's not a lie. It's a true thing that happened. And really, this isn't one of those real miraculous things. And at the same time, it's kind of funny. I'd like to tell this one because it's just kind of I think God has a sense of humor. And I think God had a chance to show his sense of humor in this next story. I had a friend one time that was a real man of faith, and he's passed away now, but he had told me a story about how when he was fishing one time, his favorite lure, it was an expensive lure, and his favorite lure was on his line, and he was fishing with it, and he caught a fish, and he brought the fish all the way to the boat, and the fish was really fighting, and all of a sudden the fish with his favorite lure got off the line and broke the line and was gone. And he was shook up. He didn't want to lose his lure. Now, he's telling me this story. I wasn't there when it happened, but you'll know why I'm telling the story in a moment. So he said, you know, I believe that I can claim that lure. I believe I can get that fish to bring that back. I'm going to ask God to bring that fish back because I want that lure. He says, in the name of Jesus, I tell that fish to come back right now. And about that time, that fish was still fighting on that lure, and it come running, flying up out of the water, no line on it except the hook was in its mouth, the lure was there, and it was still fighting, and it come flying out of the out of the water, and he just reached up with his net and caught it in midair. And so he got his lure back right after he said, in the name of Jesus, I want that lure back. Well, so you'd think that's the end of the story, but it isn't, because later on I'm fishing with another friend, and I'm telling him this story, but I'm telling him after the same thing happened to him. He was fishing and he caught a fish, and the fish got away, and it had a lure. I'm not sure it was a favorite lure or anything, but the fish got away, and it reminded me, when it got away with his lure, reminded me of this friend that had this lure returned to him. So I told my friend in the boat, that we were in the boat there together, I told him, I said, I want to tell you a story about a friend of mine. And I told him how this friend of mine had said, in the name of Jesus, I want that lure back. And that fish jumped out of the water and was still fighting that lure and come up out of the water. And the guy caught it and he got his lure back, just like that. And when I told this to my friend, he said, I don't believe that. He said, that's a bunch of bull. Well, about that time, the fish that he had just lost come flying out of the water, just exactly like the original story. And he had his net in his hand yet, and he just reached up and he caught the fish in midair. And here he was saying that the story was a lie, and the same thing happened to him when he was saying it, while he was saying it. And talk about God having a sense of humor. He did, and I laughed and laughed at him, and he was just totally shocked. He said, maybe it's true after all. So, and I want to tell you what, I was there, I saw it happen. This is a true story, even though it's short, but it's just one of those things I thought I'd share with you, because I'm sure that God had a good laugh out of that. And so that's just another short story for you there. I got more longer ones and stuff, but I thought I'd just throw that one in because it's got a little humor, and it's shows you that God still does miracles even like that. God bless you.